What's up, guys? And well, I was gonna say welcome back to another, but this really isn't another station recap. This is a just kind of like an informational video talking about the new changes with 14-star farming. I actually had one of my regulars pop by the stream. I did a stream early this morning, checking out the new changes, seeing how farming the Conqueror's Quest Conqueror's Crests. I'm gonna do that a lot in this video, by the way. I keep calling them Conqueror's Quests. Conqueror's Crests work. How you can get them, how you can farm them the fastest, what you can actually farm and what you can't, through testing myself. So hopefully this helps you guys move towards getting your 14 stars. I know I'm super excited about trying to go towards farming mine. But without further ado, let's go ahead and give this a shot. Let's go check this out. So, if you haven't heard, in the most recent update, they are adding an item into the game called Conqueror's Crests. Now, what Conqueror's Crests allow you to do is, with 500 of them, you can turn them in for a specific 14-star weapon. It doesn't seem to be any sort of a cap on the number that you can actually turn in, or the number that you can actually get. It doesn't say like one per account or anything like that. And the weapons you can turn them in for are the Akatsuki sword, the double saber. I'm not gonna try to pronounce all these because I'll fuck them all up. The 14-star sword, the double saber, the katana, dual blades, assault rifle, twin machine guns, the rod, wand, and tact. I'm super excited about being able to get the Jupiter Tullus. Like, I really, really want them. It's gonna be awesome, but that's not what this video is for. So what we can actually look forward to doing here is we want to farm up these crests to the best of our abilities. Now, you can see right now there's a campaign going on for Conqueror's Crests. Here's the rewards that you get for doing these crests. This is something that you can kind of farm. Basically want to get these done as soon as possible. So I'm going to upload this video as soon as I finish rendering it, and I'm going to render it ASAP. I actually ended the stream to go ahead and get this started and get this done because you guys, I want to bring this information to you guys as soon as possible because I don't want you to miss out on 14 stars that you can possibly get if you haven't been playing the game. If you're like me and you've been playing other stuff because you've been, like, you know, bored, or you feel disheartened by not getting anything for so many runs you've done and putting all the effort in, all these boosts and all that stuff. If you feel like kind of like I have, then hopefully this gets you revitalized to play some more. Because, I mean, it's not like they really made any new content. They just added a way for us to work towards a goal, and people really undervalue that. But I digress. Let's continue. So right now, the goals and rewards we have are clearing a racing phantom mother, which is currently buffed at the moment. And we'll go over those buffs in just a second. For clearing one, 10 crests. Clearing it 3 times, 10 more crests. Clearing any 3-time attack quests, 10 crests. Playing 3 ranked emblem matches. They have to be ranked. They cannot be private, so you guys can just have one team like fold or really fast. Honestly, these matches aren't that long, and they've actually been really, really fun. There's currently a PvP event going on where they've got this whole ride slasher weapon going in there. It's all robots. It's really cool. It's actually a lot of fun. So I definitely recommend checking it out. I had a blast with it when I played on stream, and I played it for like maybe 45 minutes. I legit could have just kept going if I didn't want to make this video right now, but I would check it out if you guys had the time. At least run the 3 matches so you can get 5 crests. Now, after completing all of those, you also have, of course, there's only but so much you can do about this. You have to just do it whenever it comes up. Or if there are triggers available, if you guys have triggers saved aside, it also counts towards these crests, which is even better if you have triggers or if you can get them. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit more about that in just a second. So also there is a client order that you can do, powerful native variations for 10 Conqueror's Crests. I'm going to show you guys what that, 1 second, pop over here and let me actually capture my window. No, display. Main is fine. Okay, cool. Let me just drop this down. Okay, so you guys can see we're in game at the moment. Right now you can actually do a client order from Hans, and completing this client order, which is just run nab, kill 70 enemies. It's really, really easy to do. You get it done in like maybe 5 minutes or so. Once you complete it, Hans will, or you'll get a, and I apologize, I couldn't show this to you guys because again, I want to get this out as soon as possible, but you will get a campaign reward receipt for your account. It's important you realize it's for account. So this, you cannot farm this on each individual character you have. So if you're one of those guys that has like 20 characters for tacos, you can't just do this every single character. It's for account, and you get 10 crests. Now, because yes, I did try this on like my other characters as well, and it did not give me the complete. It only works once. So I think there might be like an internal 24-hour timer on it, or that only allows you to do it once a day. I'm gonna check it again, and I'll probably put in the comments if it works after the reset. But if you notice, I cannot do this quest again until tomorrow. So when I can do this tomorrow, we'll go ahead and run it. We'll get 10 more crests, which is awesome. So it's a daily thing that'll get done. That's worth it. And we get more crests. Let me swap back over really quick. Hang on a second. Okay, so that gets this client order finished for you. You get 10 more crests. And then also just logging in 3 days. It's not 3 days in a row. Every 3 days you log in, you get 5 crests. So this campaign's going on for 7 days. It's a possible maximum of... math is hard. It's a possible maximum of 10 crests. Since there's only 6 days that you can be logged in out of the 7 that the event is active for. Now, one thing to note, the reward distributions for 1, 2, 3, and 4's rewards don't come until March 14th. However, 5 and 6 rewards will be distributed upon completion. Now, I think there's a reason for this, and you guys are free to dispute in the comments, or if you guys have any theories or things of that sort. Because someone came in my stream, and we were like, okay, so are you ready to run 90 time attacks? Because they assumed that clear any 3 time attack quests, 10 conquerors crests, and it also says very specifically that, where is it? Where did it actually go? It did say this before. Goals redistributed. Oh, the note's gone. Did it go? Hold on. There was a note that said you could repeat the time attacks for your reward. Maybe it's not there anymore, or maybe it's in a different spot. Hang on. Scroll down. I actually didn't notice this, guys. My mistake. I wanted to be a little bit more informed ahead of time, but I was not prepared for that change, because this is something that gets live updated. So I might have just missed it, maybe. No, it's just not there anymore. It's been taken out. Okay, so that confirms my my suspicions, because of the wording. It seemed a little bit strange. But before, I used to say you could complete or you could repeat the steps to going towards the goal, and what I assumed it meant was you can repeat any individual time attack quest like 3 times in a row to go towards the goal itself. How some people interpreted it was that they could do 3 time attacks over and over and over and over and over again, and every 3 counted as your own reward, and they were going to get 500 conquerors crests when the rewards were paid out on the 14th, which I don't think is the case. You guys are more than welcome to try. Hopefully it works out if that does happen. If that does happen, that's awesome. I think I might take a day and do it anyway just to make sure, but the fact that this has been removed from here, like it doesn't say it anymore, just kind of makes me feel like that's the case here. And the fact they're not paying them out until the 14th is why I think it's not just farmable over and over and over again. If it was kind of like Han's client order, where you can farm each day, they would make it the same way. But you can't. So, and I'm sure they wanted to make it that way on purpose to make people, slow down their farming. They weren't going to go ape shit and have to just completely farm out crests on time attacks over and over and over again. But you guys get my point. Anyway, one other thing I want to show you guys. So essentially, do your EQs if you can. Get that finish, you get a crest. You'll get the rewards on the 14th for the first 4. So just make sure you catch at least 3 Racing Phantom Mothers. For every Racing Phantom Mother you complete also drops crest. That's what we're going to roll to now. Actually, I'm going to pop over to this other one that I've been saving. Yes, I just popped over tabs. I had 2 tabs open with the spots I wanted to go to. So in late March, we're going to get a solo extreme quest where it's going to give a title reward for a Conqueror's Crest. I'm not sure how many we actually get for it. I didn't see how many we get for it. They might have shown it during the live stream, or it might not be figured out just yet. And of course, you can trade them in for 14 stars. Now, also, the crests are going to drop from, let's see, revised drop rates. Okay, so 14-star drop rates revised. Okay, so this is just talking about the revised drop rates, but the exchange item for Conqueror's Crests, you can trade them in for 14 stars, of course. They've talked about that multiple times, but they also are going to drop in Castle Crusher and the Dark Demolisher. Now, they don't say it here, but I have gone in and actually had this happen, and I can show you guys the crest that I have. But they also drop in Racing Phantom Mother. They might mention it somewhere, but they do drop in Racing Phantom Mother. So you guys, if you do have triggers and you have friends with triggers, hold on to them together and run them all together, because then you can actually farm more crests faster. I don't know if you get the crest from the triggers. I haven't tried it yet. I'm going to try it. But I know you get it from the EQ, and what a couple reports have told me from other players who have been running the triggers, because the trigger actually counts as it being buffed, a buffed drop rates at the very least. I'm not sure if it's buffed damage, but the buffed drop rates are there because we've had 4 reports of other players that have already gotten 14 stars, just from running a couple triggers. So the drop rates are definitely there. They are increasing those drop rates, which is awesome. It's good to hear, because now you have a way of farming them and their drop rates are increased. So with those two things together, hopefully you're able to get your 14 stars. And there's a reason why that's important too. And I'm going to show you guys that in just a second too, when we go over to Zeeg. So, they're going to make it so you can receive these crests from future emergency raids. I'm assuming they're going to make it so eventually you're able to go after 14 stars that have been out for a while. And like when new ones pop up, they'll be drop only for a little bit. And then eventually they'll go into that thing. And then eventually you can buy them, which you might be able to store up crests for, but that's purely speculation based. They might make new crests for that, so on and so forth, but we'll see how that works out. But yeah, that's honestly the best ways you can farm them. If you guys want the absolute ways to farm them, you want to make sure you do it in your Phantom Mothers. Phantom Mother triggers also might drop the crest too, so check those. Make sure you do your time attacks. Do 3 of them at least. You'll get your rewards on the 14th. Make sure you run your 3 PvP matches. They have to be ranked. They cannot be private. And do your Hans client orders every day and log in, or I'm sorry, do them every day for this week between the 21st and the 28th. And make sure you log in at least 6 out of the 7 days of the campaign. That will get you the most crests you can get for this week. If you luck out and happen to have friends with tons and tons of triggers, you just happen to get on the bandwagon, let me know, guys. Toss in the comments if you run them and you get more, and if you don't, then so on and so forth. Just spread information, man. It helps out everybody. Also, I'm gonna pop back over to the game really quick. So let me swap back over here. So like I said beforehand, you can get crests from Phantom Mother. Let me actually open up my... I need to clean up my storage. Sorry, guys. So the crests are... They haven't been translated yet. Yeah, so they're right here. So, as you see, I have 12 of them. 2 of them came from Phantom Mother. 1 of them came from completing Hans's thing. I just logged in today. I didn't get any crests from today's login, which is interesting. I think that won't pop over until reset. So I'll have to check that out, and I'll toss that in like the description or in the comments or something along those lines. But yeah, I haven't gotten any crests from the login bonus. So I'm thinking that might be the reason. I've already, moved ships and moved into my team room to make sure I just didn't miss anything. But yeah, it might just be the weekly or the daily resets when that comes in. But I also want to show you guys where you can check out those 14 stars that are available. So if we head over to, and mind the framiness, I'm on block 14 because I just finished up some stuff and just finished up the stream, so I haven't had a chance to move over to the block for video recording, which is much smoother. As you can see, this hasn't been translated yet. I'm sure the guys are working on the translations, but here we go. There they are in all their wonderful glory. Now, here's one of the downsides, and this is something that people have been upset about. I don't think they're really upset. Honestly, I don't think it's that big of a deal. As you can see, they're 60%. They're all light, which so Sega knows that light is the most important element, which is good. And they're 60% light, which is even greater. But if you come over to the second tab, they are max grind 30, meaning they will not be at their full potential when you get them. You do need to get more. Now, before you start freaking out, that does suck. But these weapons are extremely powerful for some classes. Bouncer being one of them. They're really, really good. So the fact that you can both farm them over time as well as get them possibly as a drop. So if you get your drop, then this is just a support weapon at this point. You could have, multiple elements. You can kind of go forward from there, which, I mean, sucks for some people. Some people aren't really happy about that. I'm personally pretty happy about that because, one, I need more than one weapon as a bouncer. If you could get a rainbow palette, that's awesome. A rainbow palette of Jupiter Tullus would be a monumental task, but if it can happen, it can happen. That in 5 grinds, realistically, is not that big of a loss. You do lose some S attack, but you can gain that S attack back from fixing properly. And you can possibly just end up getting a drop to fix the weapon itself and get the extra 5 grinds. So it's not the end of the world. It does suck, but at least we're getting them, and we're getting them up to 30 grinds. I mean, I was talking with someone from the stream. Imagine if Sega had thought to make these 20% instead of the 60. So you would need default 3 of them, and they would be worthless until, like, you know, you got at least 60%. I'm just glad they didn't fuck that up, because that'd have been pretty bad. But as you see, all the weapons are here. You can pick them up for 500. You will still need to do a bit of farming. Hopefully you guys luck out and you get some drops. With all these increased drop rates, it seems like Sega really wants people to start getting these 14 stars. I think they're finally starting to notice how few people have them, how difficult they are to come by, how just how awful it feels not to have them for some classes, man. I know it sucks for Bouncer, and I've seen a lot of Bouncers with the Jupiter Tullus recently, and it's just brutal, man. It sucks not having it, but hopefully, guys, this helped out. If you guys have any questions, any information I might have missed, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. I will be working on farming this up as soon as I possibly can. Let me think, what else? Oh, I did miss, it doesn't have to do with the grinding the 14 stars specifically, but they did move around 14 star drop rates. 14 stars that drop from things like Yamato and other 14 star, or other emergency quests of that type have been moved into Phantom Mother as well. So Phantom Mother has a chance of dropping those 14 stars as well. So it just comes down to run EQs. They're really good for drop rates right now, which they should have been from the very get-go, in my opinion. But we'll leave that for another day. Anyway, guys, like I mentioned, if you miss anything, toss in the comments. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys in the next one.